This is Bryson Fowler, Boss Talks on the Rooftop, and we are live at Astute Gentleman Cigar and Barber Lounge. And I have one of the honors of introducing one of the biggest Tubi actors in Texas, Mr. Draper, right to my right.
What's happening,
Your
y'all?
left. What's going on, baby?
Man, what's happening?
Hey, not much, man. They pumped you up and said you was an actor.
Mm-hmm.
So, cry right now. Cry right now. No, come on, man.
Man,
Give us
what's funny?
something.
Man,
Hey.
what's funny is everybody always asks actors, man, cry, as if that's like the determining factor of if you can act or whatnot.
Hey,
But
shit,
man,
it
depends
is.
on the scene. No, it depends on the scene. Man, I'm in a good space right now. Man, I don't need to cry.
Exactly. You supposed to cut it on, cut it off, flip the switch on, off.
Man,
Like,
if I
hey.
ain't got to, man. I don't know if people realize, man, how much weight that carries. You know what I'm saying? Because, we tap into an emotion of dark places, and we tap into emotions of trauma that we've experienced. We taking ourselves back to spaces that, they have hurt us. You know what I mean? Man, I've done projects to where, for me to cry, I will go back to when, my grandfather died. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be moments of stuff like that, and we don't want to live in them spaces, but we do.
So you really go into like a real traumatic time and you really just release that.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
How in the hell do you reel that back in? Is it like you need to take 5, like hey.
Oh, for sure, sure. If it's a real deep emotional project that I've really been in, or a really deep scene, man, I'll ask the director, hey man, give me about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I'll step off set and kind of just get myself back together, play a cool playlist or something like that, get back in a good mode, and then I'll come back on set, man. But if it's like real traumatic, man, I did a project called Promiscuously Toxic. Man, the dude had been molested, and so I had to relieve, and tell everybody my story about that, right? And so, there was a car scene that, man, I had to go deep and just kind of break down. So I broke down, and man, in the moment that we got done with the scene, man, I had to leave. Like I left and went about 30 feet away from set, just kind of just refocused and, man, let it go.
So when you have to go 30 minutes, 30, 40 to an hour for a scene that's going to be like 2 minutes.
That's all right. Yeah.
Like, what kind of toll does that take on like, okay, well, we did it, it's done, and like let's move back on into a space?
Man, I'll say this, and I may get some flack for it, but if you're doing it right, you'll be tired at the end. If you're doing it right, you'll be tired at the end. If you really fully invested yourself as an actor, as an artist, and you've really, really, really dug yourself into the actual role and the emotion, by the time you get done with that night, man, you'll be tired, and you'll be just ready to go lay down and go to sleep after that.
Right. And see, because like I look at that, right, I've always wondered, like, okay, you call yourself an actor, you're going deep into your craft, and you got to pull out this well of emotions to convey on camera. I look at Heath Ledger, right?
Man, one of the best jokers ever.
Right? One of the
ever.
best jokers ever.
Absolutely.
And it took so much in him. And I'm like, he didn't even have to cry on that. Like I'm looking at, I'm like, everything maybe it tells a little bit too much about my mental psyche or whatever, because he was able to go in and was pretty much looking like he was having a good time.
Sure.
Right? Being like, you get to be destructive, kick over stuff, and wild out as crazy as you want to be. And then, you can be your regular self on camera.
Man, you realize how dark of a space you got to go to be able to be happy and tear shit up?
I don't.
You know what I mean? Like,
I don't.
You know how dark of a space you got to be in to get to a space to where you're the villain, but you're a happy villain. Like there's a dichotomy that comes to that, of being able to be this happy person, but really you're broken inside.
Yeah.
And the happiness comes from you being broken, and that's what you find peace in. You find peace in tearing things up.
Right.
And I think that was why, most of, especially like those types like that, like Michael B. Jordan had to have therapy after he played Killmonger.
Right.
Because, he's not a killer, you know what I mean? And he had to be so dark and all that stuff like that. And man, there's a mental aspect of it that you have to go to. And I think that was, part of not his demise, but part of, you know, his depth of it, because he had to go so dark to it. You know, Joaquin Phoenix played the Joker as well too, and for 3 months, all he had and wanted to be able to be in that space, he wanted an apple and a cigarette, and that was it for 3 months.
Wow.
All he ate was an apple and wanted a cigarette for 3 months to be able to deliver the Joker the way that he did.
Wow.
You know, and so for these memorable, you know, characters that people, you know, love and remember and all of that, man, it takes a lot of work and a lot of depth that actors go into to deliver these characters for y'all to relate to and love.
So on your side, would you rather go that route and be the villain? Because, you know, like Michael B. Jordan, when he was Killmonger, we actually loved that character. When Denzel Washington, when he went crooked in Training Day,
yeah,
we loved that character. So many memorable quotes.
Yeah.
Like, would you be willing, and do you want to go into that depth?
Hell yeah, that's what y'all remember. Hell yeah, that's what y'all remember. Y'all, you know, how often do you remember the good guy? You know what I'm saying? It's not often.
No.
It's not often you remember the good guy.
Right.
If you think about it, the roles that we just talked about, man, they were all villains.
Right.
Denzel Washington won his Oscar for a villain.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Michael B. Jordan won for a villain. Sinners. He was a villain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He wasn't a good guy. He was a villain. And there's a darker dichotomy of that when it comes to being the villain, you know, and people relate to the villain because oftentimes we all want to be the good guy. There's always a good side of us, right? But the fun side of us is we get to do things that we normally wouldn't do.
Right.
When we get to be the villain, you know. When I get to be the villain, you know, I get to be this bad guy. You know, Draper personally ain't a bad guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Draper wouldn't do some of the stuff some of these villains would do. Man, this last project I did a few weeks ago, man, I had to pistol whip this lady. Man, I broke in his house. Man, Draper not gonna do that. Draper's scared of jail. You know what I'm saying? Like Draper's not finna do that. You know what I'm saying? But my character got to do it, and it's fun to do it and experience things that you would normally do in real life. But you get a chance to live part of that, but people are going to remember the villain. You know, my good guy roles, yeah, they're great. They're like, oh, we love them, man. But when I get to be the villain, man, those are the ones that people remember.
Like, it's just kind of sticky in mind a little bit.
Yeah, because it's so different from who I am. You know, with the good guy role, you can always see me as a good guy role because I'm just a genuinely good guy.
Right.
But with the villain, and you don't see Draper, you see somebody different finally, because you wouldn't see Draper going and doing that type of stuff.
Right. So with Draper naturally being in a good guy, right? What's that like for you being the heartthrob? Yeah. You look like a Morris Chestnut.
Man, you know how else, man. That happens all the time. And it comes easy to me. But I blame part of that on myself because when I started doing this, man, those were the guys that I studied. I studied Morris Chestnut. I studied Taye Diggs. Man, I grew up in what I like to say was probably the mecca of black films.
Right.
It was around about the 90s when, man, all of those black films started to drop. You had Best Man, Two Could Play That Game, The Wood, you know, all of those Soul Food. You had all of those, you know, and they were showing us in a great and amazing light. And I was like, man, I love that. I want to do, you know, that. So I watched those guys, and it helped, and it helped a little bit because I'm chocolate like him, and we was, you know, Chocolate Brothers was making a run,
right
about that time,
right.
We were making a run.
No more Shamar Morris.
Yeah, no more Shamar Morris. You know what I mean? And so we were making a run about that time, and so it just so happened to be that, and we kind of have the same kind of demeanor, you know, same kind of demeanor, and so it just kind of just fit. So for me to do the heartthrob, the husband, the boyfriend, you know, the good guy that saves the day and all of that, man, it just kind of come naturally and easy to me.
Okay. So is part of the heartthrob who Draper is on in real life?
Yeah, man, I'm a lover boy. Man, I'm a lover boy. I'm a hopeless romantic. I believe in all that love crap.
What we're not gonna do on Boss Talks on the Rooftop, call your ass a lover boy.
Hey.
We not
for you, but for not for you. But for the ladies, man, and all of that, man, that was you know, that was you know what I was, you know what I am. You know, I believe in all of that hopeless romantic stuff and love and all of that. So being a heartthrob, being a husband, you know, it doesn't. I have to give myself something to make him a little different than me.
Right. So, what projects? What do you have the most fun doing outside of acting? Because acting is your craft, right? And you know, we have other hobbies. People like to say, "Well, I don't like to do anything else but that." What other hobbies do you like to do besides?
Oh man, this has gotten ridiculous, man. I picked up golf.
Oh,
You
are on your own over this way.
Man, I picked up golf, man. It is it is ridiculous, man. It is ridiculous how I used to laugh at dudes that played golf, especially being a former athlete, playing basketball. But man, when I started playing it, it's what I love about it, man, is you versus you. Right. It's you versus you when you play golf. And not just because now it's like the wave or the vibe, all this stuff like that, man. But when I actually got out there and started playing, I've been playing for about 8 months now. And man, it's something about being outside, for one. Something about being with your partners. Y'all just out there, man, and nobody's taking it serious. Man, we ain't trying to go pro right now, nothing like that.
Right.
Man, have you something to drink. Man, have you some good sticks.
Right.
Man, and you just out there having a good time. But then, man, when you start to get good at it, right? So I became a member of a couple clubs. Man, started going to the range, and man, I started to find a swing.
Yeah.
And now, man, that sucker is ridiculous. It's addictive, man. But we just be out there having a good time. You know?
I like how you said that, man. Like, what did it take for you to like find your golf swing? Right.
Whew.
A lot of people, like those of you that don't golf,
Yeah.
y'all don't understand. Like finding your natural golf swing takes some time and takes some practice, and it's not an all power thing. It's a finesse thing. But
That's what I had to learn.
Okay.
That's what I had to learn.
Okay.
That's one of the biggest things I had to learn. I had to learn patience, and I had to learn, man, it's not a power sport. Right? Coming from basketball, and if you play football, man, those are kind of aggressive physical contact sports.
Right.
Man, with golf, man, it's a process to it. It's a patience to it. And then there's a rhythm that goes with it that you have to find from your backswing all the way through, you know, through swing and then through your follow through. And so there's a rhythm that you got to find, and that only you can find because your swing is going to be different than mine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody's different swing is going to be different, and you got to find what kind of works for you. There are the basics and the foundations of it, you know, as far as ball placement and stuff like that. But man, your swing, you have to get comfortable for what your swing is. Like your best club may not be mine. You know, like you probably could hit a 3 hybrid, you know, 200 yards or whatever like that. Well, I probably could take a 6 iron or a 7 iron, and I probably could do 190. But that's the one that I'm most comfortable with.
Right.
Because you just swing differently, man, and you start to learn the patience of the game. You start to learn, man, it slows you down, and it slows you down in life, and you start to enjoy things a little more. Man, I'll be out there on the golf course and looking at trees and birds and crap.
Oh, look, a swallow.
Yeah, man, birds be flying by and trees and stuff, man. I'm like, man, it really feels really good out here today. You know what I mean? And it's just, you know, and I always have a stick with me. And so, man, it's a whole process that I go through, but I love it though.
So, why cigars? Right? So we got into golfing. You started liking cigars. What about it with cigars that does something for you?
Man, I think Steve Harvey had one of the best descriptions of what cigars are when he's saying that it's yoga for him. Man, ever since I joined, man, being a member here at the Stu Gentleman, and one of the things I love about being a member here is, man, I can come here and relax. Right. And that's one of the things that I was looking for when it came to joining a cigar lounge was You know, I needed a place that wasn't loud, didn't have a bunch of people. And because when it's time for me to come read, man, I'll come back here and I'll come break down my scripts. I'll come in here and study, develop. Man, it's been about 5 or 6 characters that have been developed right there in the back room.
Right in the back.
Yeah, there's been 5 or 6 characters that have been developed right there in that back room. Just relax. Me a stick, man, something to drink. Man, in my script, it's quiet, dim lights, and it's just me and it. I can focus in here, you know, and I can just relax. And man, when I have a cigar. Man, it's just relaxation. Yeah. You know, it's time for me to kind of decompress from everything. You know, if I have a shoot that's anywhere close to here, man, I come, have me a stick, relax, and just kind of, you know, let the day off. If I'm out of town, I'm trying to find a cigar spot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm trying to find a cigar spot to just kind of relax, man. It's a different, you know, relaxation. And ever since I've been, you know, smoking them, man, it's just. And it's a different type of relaxation and vibe. You know what I mean? With some good jazz and a drink, man, you can't beat it.
Facts. Now, I'm gonna ask this because I know you're kind of fairly new, but I don't know the depth of your smoking experience. Have you started retrohaling, and have you narrowed down your palate yet?
So, I'm normally pretty much probably on the milder side like this. More kind of a Connecticut style. I do some of the darker like Maduros with the Astute because I can handle those. Some of them, man, keep them
tough.
Away from me.
Yeah.
Because I know me. You know what I mean? I know me.
No, that's real.
I know me. I know, like, I've tried a bunch of them. You know, I've tried a bunch of them, but man, I'm more so a Connecticut, more of a milder guy. So. But it takes time to try to find that. You know,
right.
You got to try them if you don't know. You won't.
Right, just like finding your swing.
Sure, absolutely.
You know? And so, what was that like for you getting into acting, and you just like knew, I want to do this?
Man, sometimes, man, God is funny. Sometimes your passion finds you, and you don't find it. And man, for years. I was an athlete, played basketball, went to college, played basketball in college, and I wasn't thinking about acting at all. And man, I did a step show, and the director saw me in the audience. He's like, "Man, you're funny, man. You know, come check out this cast call." Man, I didn't know what that meant. I was like, "What is that?" He was like, "No, come be a part of this movie or whatever." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. It looked fun." You know, I used to watch Denzel and Will and all of them.
Right.
Like, it looked fun on TV. I was like, "Cool. I'll go give it a try." And so, man, I showed up to it. I did it. Man, I didn't get the part, but man, about 2 months later, I had auditioned for this stage play. And I got the part in the stage play. And then when I did the stage play, at that point, I was like, man, this is what I want to do for my career, you know? And it was, and what made me realize that was I loved it more than when I did basketball. Because there were nights that I would go to sleep at 12 midnight, but I'd have to be on set at 5. But I would wake up at 4:30 to be at set at 4:45, 5 o'clock. But man, I have all the energy in the world.
Right.
But when I was in college, I hated going to 5 a.m. morning workouts. I hated going to practice.
Work, yeah.
Yeah, I hated going in, but it served a purpose where it was to get me through school.
Right.
But acting, it served a purpose for me to kind of impact people and tell these stories and stuff like that. And then I was able to tap into all these emotions and things of that nature. And so it just became easier for me. And I loved it. Yeah. I loved it. And when I started studying it, man, I kept wanting to study it. Like right now, I'm studying at Harvard for the Foundation of Shakespeare.
Wow.
So I was like, man, like this is what I wanted to do. You know?
That's big.
And it was nothing for me to do it. Like I loved it. So and starting off, you know, like if you look at my career now, like you would see totally different how I worked when I was just starting off. Starting off, it was 16-hour days for $56. You know what I mean? Yeah. Stuff like that, just to try to get some exposure. But I loved it. I didn't mind it. I didn't mind being on set and seeing what everybody else was doing. Right. You know, because I wanted to learn everything. Even though I'm an actor first, I just wanted to learn the whole process. Right. But man, I just fell in love with it, man, and it just kind of found me.
Man, I love that. So you fell in love with the process.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And a lot of times, like a lot of people don't understand, like the process is boring.
It ain't glamorous.
It's not a glamorous
It
thing.
ain't glamorous.
But when you fall in love with that process, the results are going to be the results.
Man, the results are going, I think, and that's what I feel is lost now with the craft of it, is falling in love with the process of training, being on set, man, doing theater. Because, now, with, social media and all of that, it can become popularity. You got a bunch of followers and you can do it, but
Right.
some of them can't act.
Right.
But I've studied, you know what I'm saying? I've studied from like I said, from Harvard to LA to New York, man. I've studied with teachers that I've studied with and trained, some of these big name actors that you've seen.
Right.
And that's because I want to be that, not them, but I want to be that good.
In that
Absolutely.
space, right? So do you feel a certain type of way when you see like people that they get popular off of TikTok, they get popular off of Instagram, social media, whatever it is, right?
Man,
and then they go into your lane, and it's like,
yeah,
bro, you don't even know, you ain't even read the script, you don't know what the script is, you keep ad-libbing, you keep improving, and your technique is off. Do you more so feel offended when they don't put the work in, or do you try and help them get into this mode of learning how to do the work?
At first, honestly, I was extremely offended.
Yeah.
I was extremely offended because I was like, I put in, when social media started to take on that type of presence, man, I had put in 12 to 15 years worth of training and working, of auditions, driving 3-4 hours for an audition, don't get it, having to drive back, and they hadn't done any of that, right? But what I had to learn was that, man, the industry changes.
Right.
And it's not my fault that the time that they came into the industry is what it is now.
Right.
To where, now it's more so of who can this person put eyes on the project, and that's what it is.
Right.
And so what I had to understand was the business of what the industry is now.
Right.
So the end of it is that back end product of what producers are looking for.
Right.
So if they're hiring this certain person to come in and play this role, they're hiring this person because they want to get eyes on that project.
Right.
And if they want to get eyes on that project, they got to have these people that will bring eyes to the project. So if somebody has 100K plus followers, 1 million plus followers, they're bringing this person on to be able to get,
more eyes on the project.
Get eyes and views, because the more views, that's the means the more money that they make on the back end.
Right.
So I had to understand that. And so once I understood that, man, I didn't get so mad about it, because still at the end of it, if you put us in a scene, you're going to know who the actor is.
Right. True.
you put us in a scene together, you're going to know who the actor is.
Talk your shit.
Like I'm just saying, like you may have 1 million followers for whatever your niche is, and that's fine.
Right.
But man, I've trained for this. And
right.
So you put us together, it will be a visible sighting of who the actor is and who the influencer is.
Right. And so on that side, I look at it as this, like, rising tides lifts all boats, right? Because if you got the influencer bringing the eyes to the project, that's more people that can see you.
Oh, absolutely. That's how I looked at it as well, too.
Yeah.
That's how I looked at it as well, too. I'm like, okay, when they tell me, oh, okay, we're bringing this person on for a project, I'm like, okay, cool. That's cool. If we're in a scene together, I'm like, all right. I'm going to get some new followers because of that.
Right. Bet.
I mean, that's cool. You know what I mean? I'm going to get some new followers because of that, because they're going to see me in the scene with this person, and they're going to be like, oh, man, who is that guy?
Right.
Now they're going to start following me. So at first, man, I used to be upset about it, but then, man, you got to understand that, man, the industry is forever changing.
Right.
And it's going to keep changing, but you got to figure out how to, as an artist, you got to figure out how to adapt to that so that you can still win from it.
Absolutely. So learning the industry business is always changing. What have you learned about the business of Drake?
Man, the business of Drake, man, is these streaming platforms ain't going nowhere. I know Draper has to man, I was just talking to my manager about this, man. We have to create more of a social media presence. You know what I'm saying? Because what people are looking for now is they know that I can act, but now the way social media is man, they want to know who Draper is, right? They want to know a little bit of your personal life. They want to know a little bit of your personality. They want to know that. Like the acting part is cool. Yeah, we can see you, you know what I'm saying? But what you do every day, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like who are you outside of this, you know, because they can go to any of these platforms and they can see, you know, that character.
Right.
But for them to be able to relate to me, man, they need to see who I am, you know, as a personality. And that's really what social media is. Man.
Right.
Social media is, man, you seeing somebody's actual personality in their day-to-day. You're not seeing who they are. And that's why you have these people with these millions of followers and these thousands of followers because, man, people fall in love with their personality.
Right.
They fall in love with their day-to-day. It's like, I looked at it from this. This was the analogy that I had to tell myself, right? We fell in love with love and hip-hop because we saw these people's lives unfold in front of us season after season after season, whether it was mass happiness or whatever, right? And became one of the biggest shows, and that's what social media is. Social media is, how can I fall in love with you and your personal life and be invested in your personal life to see what you're doing. And so when they start to see, you know, who you are in your day-to-day, that you're a real person, and now social media has made it to where I can get to you. Because you post something, I can comment on your post.
Now I got access.
I got access to you.
Now I got access.
I got access to you. Where before, you didn't have access to these people.
Right.
Now you got access, and man, don't you comment back. Oh, boy. Look out. Don't you comment back. Oh, boy.
Oh, you saw that?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
I'm on your ass.
Man, it's a thing. And for the audience, and the audience that a lot of my movies are, man, with the Tubi audience, man, they want to be interacted with. They want to be interacted with. If you don't interact with them, man, they ain't gonna like you.
Right.
You know, and they're the ones that push us to this, you know, this famous label or whatever like that.
Right.
Man, it's them. You know, we interact with them through these groups online, and they're the ones that, and then they start to promote your movie for you.
Right.
Yeah, so, yeah.
I can dig that. I like that. I like that space. So, going back to the reality show comment, is reality TV on the table for
Absolutely not. Not even close. Absolutely not. Not even close. I wouldn't do it. And I'm not knocking anybody that does do it. You know, get your money, get your paper, do what you do. But it's just not my lane. It's just not for me. You know, I'm an artist. I don't, you know, that's just not where I've ever wanted to live in and do stuff at, man. But it's a niche for it. I mean, it's a lane for it. People do it all the time.
Right.
I got a few friends that do reality TV, but it's just not mine.
I can do. So for your process, preparing for the role, what does that look like?
Ooh, it depends on the role. It depends on the role. I guess I can say, starting for Toxic, I'll start with that one. When I did Promiscuously Toxic, he was not based on James St. Patrick's, but they had a lot of dynamics that were the same. Him and Ghost were very similar, man. So, man, there were several nights I came in here, you know, late, man, and I would just put different YouTube videos on about the mindset of James St. Patrick and how he was, you know, acting and moving and things of that nature. And so I didn't want to take his mannerisms per se, but I wanted to take his mentality and then put it into that.
Right.
And then I go into, you know, well, why is this character doing this? Why is this character doing that? Right. And then for a softer picture, Forbidden Daughter, he just got out of jail, and he was changing his life. And so that takes a different process. That takes a different, okay, now I'm out of jail. Now I got to see how this world is. I got to get my life back together. And so that takes a different process than, you know, going there as this cool, you know, kind of drug kingpin.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That runs women.
Kingpin luxury. Make sure you follow.
And so it's, man, each character takes a different process. And so that's where I take my training. Like for James, for Marcus, for Toxic, man, I use more so the Stanislavski method, which is more of an internal mental type of method. For character I played called Chuck for Washed, man, I I use more of a method acting type of deal, which means like, man, I went and called some of my homeboys that were club owners. Man, went and hung out with them sometimes and just kind of see how they ran their clubs and stuff like that, because Chuck was a club owner, but he was a snake of a club owner,
right.
you know? And so I just kind of saw how they kind of ran their business and things like that. And so depending on the character is what helps me decide, you know, what type of process I'm gonna go to. But I tell you this, every one of them gonna end up in there, and I'm gonna break the script down in there.
I can dig it. So guys, he keeps pointing to the speakeasy side of Astute Gentleman Cigar and Barber Lounge, right? So, so what you come into Astute, there's barber chairs, there's lounge chairs that we're sitting in, there's a nice long table, and there's a TV that you can watch while you're waiting to get your haircut or smoke your cigar. Absolutely. And then there's also a bookcase, a bookshelf here. To my far left, my far right, your left. You can open it. He usually has it open or closed depending on the day or who's here. You can go into the speakeasy side, and there's a bar inside there. And you can sit down, enjoy your smokes, watch the game, watch whatever you want to watch on there. Watch Tubi, watch my man's shows that you have. How many shows do you have? What's your top 5 projects that you have on Tubi right now that you love?
Oh man, top 5. Man, top 5.
He got a lot of them, so I got to put him on the spot.
Man, it is a lot of them. Top 5. Okay. I would say Washed, which is it's a series. So it's 8 episodes on Tubi now called #Washed. And then I would have to say Permissively Toxic. Not because of everything that's going on, because of the character that I play, but it's a lot that goes on in that movie.
Right.
And then number 3, King of Dallas. I would say King of Dallas. 4, Low Key Hustle, just because it was a really great movie, man, and part of it was shot in here. And then 5 Kingsman. Nice. 5 was Kingsman. Yeah.
Nice. See, you're touching on my genre of shows I like to watch. Because for whatever reason, All the Queen's Men is in my top playlist.
Yeah.
I got Godfather of Harlem. I've got, of course, all the Power series.
Yeah.
The whole Power series just plays into me, but that's.
I think Power is one of the probably, if not, and I may be biased to it, but it may be probably one of the greatest series is ever produced, up there with The Wire.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what?
Up there with The Wire.
Yeah.
Probably one of the greatest series is produced.
And then he has so many different books that go into it. It's like, well, if you're not on this show, you can be on this show.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Kind of a Tyler Perry kind of way of how he's maneuvering.
Yeah. But it was
characters.
it was real. The time that Power came out, Empire was out at the same time. And Empire was, when Empire first started, Empire was the show.
It was.
To watch.
It was.
Right? Empire was the show that everybody was tuning in. Man, and I had a partner, he said, nah, man, you need to look at Power.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. Man, and I watched Power, man, I was hooked. Because it was so real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was so real. Like, there were things that 50 Cent did not shy away from.
Right.
With Power. And, man, Omari Hardwick, man, and for 6 years, 6 seasons, I will back him on this. He was the face of Stars.
Yeah.
He was the face of Stars. We watched
Stars
because he was on there.
We
downloaded the app because he was on there.
Yeah.
We bought the free trial because he was on there.
And then that plays into the influence acting. You know what I'm saying? So now that you have a platform, you're no longer just an actor, you're also an influencer. Because now you're driving views, you're driving a culture to come and be a cult following.
Yeah.
So what is the next step for you using Tubi as a platform because you have so many projects to be that face of Tubi?
Yeah, man, I think you figure out how to create a community of people that love your work, and then you figure out how to bring them all together. Man, there's some guys that have figured out how to do that. Man, one of them is my good friend Corey Pratt. He's figured out how to bring a bunch of people together, to...
Corey used to play ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was pretty good.
Yeah, man, Pratt has figured out how to bring a bunch of people together that love his work and be able to create this community that pushes his work, where he doesn't have to do so much of it. You know, he posts and then, man, they kind of take it from there. And I think that's what happens. I mean, I think, Amari Hardwick did that with Stars, where he did it by, I think for him it happened by happenstance because the show became so popular.
Right.
And so he was able to, harness this popularity, and people were just riding for him, and so now they were, pushing we need a season 2. He needs to come back and do this. He needs to come back. I mean, they're still pushing for him to come back, even though the man been dead. Ghost been dead for years.
Find a way that he's not really dead.
How is he not dead? Tariq really didn't shoot him. They're trying to figure out how to bring him back. They're trying to, figure out how to, make it happen again because he is really that good. So it's, man, it's just one of those things of figuring out how to harness all the people that love your work, man, and create a community so that you can influence them, and then you allow them to be, the ones that push you forward.
I love that. So how do we connect with you? How do we find you? How do we make sure that we get behind what you're doing to make sure you reach your goals?
Man, I'm on all social media, man. Draper Winston. I'm on Instagram, IMD Winston. You can go to my website, www.draperwinston.com. Got all that stuff coming up. Man, anyway, type of Draper Winston, man. Follow me, push my stuff out, man. If you see a movie I post, share it. Share it. That's the support. That's the support that's free. Share it. You can go and watch Tubi for free.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? You can go to watch Tubi for free.
True.
So when I have a project that hits there, go check it out. Whether you like it or not, I don't care. Go
hurry up and go watch Tubi
watch it
before they start adding
before
subscriptions.
before they make it a subscription.
Because everything is a subscription now.
Absolutely.
Like I got away from cable. Now it's like I just traded one bill and turned it into a whole nother bill.
100%, man.
Yep. So guys, make sure you go follow our guy Draper. Check out his his previous work and be on the lookout for his latest work coming soon. And remember to like, subscribe, share the channel. This is Boss Talks on the Rooftop. Remember, storms don't last, but your home should. Peace. 2 fingers.